Alright, so it's 2023, and over the last 10 years, we've seen YouTube, Twitch, and all these social medias birth a new way to stardom. And with over a decade of influencers turning celebrities, we've seen some take over and build a dynasty, and others fall to the bottom just as quick as their rise to the top. Now, if you're familiar with the series, we usually go over rappers, but today I wanted to cover somebody who really just popped off so big in these past 2 years. And as you could tell by the title of the video, we're talking about Adin Ross. Now, where do I see Adin Ross and his content in 5 years? Well, a lot can play into somebody becoming so relevant and falling off. And a reoccurring problem with people who get super famous and then fall off quick is that they didn't build a stable fan base. And sometimes that quick rise to the top, it isn't always best for your career long term. So is Adin's rise to fame too fast to build a real fan base? Or does he have real supporters who really ride with him? Because we've seen YouTubers and streamers in the past have monumental hype, but after years passed, we realized it was just their content, guest stars, and the people around them who kept that channel succeeding. A sort of example would be in 2015-16 when FaZe Clan was really famous and they all vlogged in the FaZe house. But then we slowly watched them all fall apart and go on to live regular lives. And that regular life doesn't have no vlogging material, and with that came the downfall of all of their careers. Although on the opposite side of the FaZe guys, you got Logan Paul who fucking daily vlogged for like 4 years and never took Adderall. And after having so much hype behind his name and all this mainstream attention he was getting from these vlogs in LA, bro, he capitalized off that and made millions just through business inquiries and fucking brand deals, bro. He even fought fucking Mayweather. Let's not forget this man started on Vine. Only a certain amount of content creators reach this level. So before we look at where Adin's gonna be in 5 years, to figure out if he's like FaZe Clan or if he's like Logan Paul, man, we have to go deep and we have to see who he resembles. What kind of come up did he have? What YouTubers had similar come ups to him? That's what we have to look at. Because figuring out where somebody will be in 5 years, that's not an easy task. So let's begin looking into Adin's career, man. So Adin blew up playing Park. 2K19 to be specific, and let's just say he was building a solid community. Him and Bronny, LeBron James' son, would begin to wager money and play Park together, and this really helped Adin's hype. This is where I found out about him. And when NBA 2K20 came out and it was one of the worst games of all time, he began to play less 2K, and he really started pioneering the new way of streaming, having celebrity guests, talking with the chat, and playing, video games here and there. So up until 2020, Adin was a regular Twitch streamer. He wasn't mainstream enough for people outside of the Twitch community to really know who he was or what he does. But Adin's status would completely change forever after he started getting rappers on stream. To the point where the streams would bring in so many viewers that it wasn't only helping Adin, but it was helping the rappers in their music sales. But what made the stream so entertaining? What about Adin talking to these rappers intrigues rap fans? Well, as everybody knows who listens to Adin, man, it's cause he's sus. His ability to say sus shit without getting physically checked is wild. It's also very entertaining. And while he's trolling, they usually have no idea how to react because the people he trolls with the sus shit, they know that he's live right now and they literally can't do the wrong thing or else everybody will see that.
I'm fucking beat. I'm about to beat his. Oh wait.
We need to see a boosty Adin live stream. That shit will be crazy. But Adin having rappers on the stream and doing all this sus shit, that will be the start of Adin's real Hollywood hype in 2021. And that shit is still going on today because the Andrew Tate shit he's got going on. We are watching Adin go through all the motions of a LA celebrity. And the Andrew Tate arc's especially fitting right now since he's been swatted multiple times, clowned by the entire internet, and his ex made an OnlyFans. Mind you, he put her on. So looking at his career, he's similar to a few influencers. There's a lot of 2K content creators who went on and made a bigger way for themselves, although I don't feel like any of them reached anywhere near Adin's level. Like, you could think about it, So Illuminati's huge, Pretty Boy Fredo, CJ So Cool, fucking Chris Smooth, like you got mad YouTubers, but like none of them were reaching 100K viewers in a live stream. Adin's reaching a status that only a few people have reached. And to be honest, I think the reason for that is simply the way he's involving himself in the hip-hop scene. It really just completely boosted his level of fame, because the clips of him and rappers on TikTok, Reels, and Shorts, that's what gave him his stardom, and that's what gave him such a large following. Although, just because he's on top right now and he's cool with all the faces of the mainstream media, man, so was Ricegum. Ricegum had the whole YouTube on lock, And after building one of the most loyal and patient fan bases, even that couldn't save him from falling off. And after 2 years, man, it's clear that he does not have the ambition to be a YouTuber. I say all that to say, with us watching Adin's character development, the possibilities on where he could be in 5 years is truly endless. Irrelevant or global, rich or poor, content or no content, who knows? Well, I'ma stop wasting time and let's look at where Adin's gonna be in 5 years. Now, like always, I wanna start off with the worst possible outcome. And the worst possible outcome is in 5 years, Adin will be a 27-year-old man and unable to match his prior success. Is Adin something out of the early 2020s? Or will he be talked about in 2030? Who knows? Well, the reason I have this as an outcome is because although he's trying to better himself and turn his life around, Adin's name has been kept alive by headlines. Whether it be streaming with Andrew Tate, live with the rapper, or just with Zios and B. Lou, as the years go on, his circle is gonna get smaller, and the Hollywood lifestyle does what it does to everybody there. Adin might have his loyal fans, but be a shell of what he once was. There are a lot of content creators who absolutely took off, and then a year or two later, man, that shit might have helped their career, but man, they have not reached that level since. Remember 2019, 2020 when Flight was worshipped on TikTok? That shit just stopped out of nowhere, and it just went to Adin and Speed. People just forgot about it. On to the next. So are Adin and Speed and all them just a topic of discussion right now? And it's not Adin, but it's Adin's content that keeps people engaged? And eventually, you know, that's just gonna pass and be someone else and somebody will take his spot. So basically, for the worst possible outcome, Adin's just a topic of discussion right now. And it's not Adin, but it's Adin's content that gets people engaged. And eventually, it'll just pass on to somebody else and somebody will take his spot like it always does. Or do you think there's no way he doesn't capitalize off the fame he has right now and create something bigger out of what he's doing? Well, I did say that was the worst possible outcome for a reason, because the second one is a lot more of a happy ending. And that's because we're watching the start of Adin transforming into a real top G and continue to evolve himself, his brand, and reach higher and higher levels. Now, the reason I can see this happening is because he's 22. He got famous when he was 19. And he's never had time to sit back and actually have some guidance on where to go and how to go about his fame. And it wasn't until him and his girlfriend broke up that he actually started to talk to Andrew Tate. And you know, that gave him the urge to actually better himself. And with that urge, Adin can transform himself and his image into a whole new person. Because right now, he's the sus streamer on Twitch who got fat. Simple. Even his own chat be clowning him nowadays. It's cause he gets so many viewers that some people are in there just cause he's got hype. That shit will fuel Adin. Plus all the other shit that's happened to him over the past 2 years in the limelight. Man, in 5 years from now, he could really pull off one of the greatest transformations in content creator history and carry himself a whole new way with a whole new way of life and content. And with guidance from Andrew Tate, you know what I'm saying? Now he's taking his life a little more serious. This could really be the next chapter for Adin. But is Adin the first person to attempt bettering themselves? Well, the answer is no. And sometimes it's a lot harder than you might understand. And in Adin's case, having the public watch your every move while trying to let go of the person you used to be, it doesn't sound like a good combination. And while it might get views right now, with how toxic online is and social media has become, the third outcome is, like many other innocent content creators and young celebrities, Adin in 5 years might be done with content creation. After getting banned on Twitch multiple times, swatted multiple times, clowned by ex-girl daily, and critiqued by 11-year-olds in a Twitch chat, Adin might realize that the best thing he can do to better himself and become a real fucking top G is to get the fuck off social media. He's already made enough money to retire at this fucking point. And if he don't now, he's going to get to a point where he makes so much money and realizes he doesn't need to do this shit no more. Because being that large of an influencer comes with such an expectation and such a high demand of quality work. And there's gonna be a point where he's gonna have to pick content or pride. Because Adin doing well without being sus or without being, you know, whatever he's doing, man, he's gonna have to still do something that fans fuck with him for. And right now he seems like he's at a point in his career where he has to pick between content or pride. So in reality, in 5 years, I could see Adin definitely laying low and rarely not being involved in any social media content. Now I'm gonna read you all 3 of these summarized into like a few sentences. So we got A. In 5 years, he'll remain streaming, but be unable to match his peak. No, that's probable. That's probable. Then we got B. In 5 years, be a global celebrity, the best version of himself, known for monumental things, and streaming is only what blew him up, because he's moved on to such high up business ventures. That is definitely possible. the man's getting bread. And C, in 5 years, abandon all social medias. Wake up to the unnecessary hate and unnecessary jokes. High expectation for content. And be respected and remembered like fucking So Illuminati. And just be happy in life. I feel like he's been moving so fast. Now, I personally think C is the most realistic. Now, hear me out, because I know you might not agree with me. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this one was hard to pick, and as much as I wanted to say he will be around, he will be more famous, realistically, staying relevant for 5 years is a tougher task than you understand. And it's not that Adin can't do it, I just think with all the changes he's trying to make in his life, social media's toxic environment is the last thing he needs, especially because he's already set with money. In 5 years, if I heard he didn't post anymore, I would not be surprised at all. And after I really think about it, it really does seem the most probable, because I can't see him still streaming in 5 years. I mean, then again, you have people like Ninja who had insane hype and now it's just kind of died down. But I just cannot see Adin putting up with that. His fan base is a little more toxic and youngin' than that. And overall, I just think that the best move for him would be to lay off social media. But of course, only time can tell where he's gonna be in 5 years. All you can do is come back and see if I was right. But it's been your boy 10 Toes, and I'm gone. I'll catch you boys.